For the last 200,000 years, groups of men have banded together as a means of survival and for the purpose of moving civilization forward. Men built great cities, advanced modern technology, and created economic systems that still prevail today. Unfortunately, those advancements in economic stability have created widespread levels of comfort that even the most wealthy kings in history didn't enjoy. With no great purpose or mission, most men today have accepted this comfort and in turn have become soft, weak, feminized versions of their past ancestors. These men are content with spending their days at jobs they dislike, spending time with people they can hardly tolerate, and the most fulfilling thing in their lives is watching their favorite sports teams or getting lost in their favorite video game. The men of the Unplugged Brotherhood demand more from themselves and, more importantly, from each other. Through mentally and physically challenging in-person retreats and events, these men have discovered that growth only happens when you are willing to show up, force yourself out of your comfort zone, and above all, do the work. Don't waste another day squandering your potential to be the man you were meant to be. Reject comfort, let go of people that are holding you back, and seize the opportunity to join a true brotherhood that will challenge you to become the best version of yourself.
Yo, what's going on? Episode 45, doing some Q&A and some reaction. Moff, what's going on?
What's happening? Good to be back.
Good.
Had a little suspension over the last week or so.
Yeah, for those of you guys that didn't catch it, we got suspended on live streaming on YouTube because our intro reel had something that broke their terms of service, being supervised by professionals in a completely safe environment, learning how to use firearms. So we took the L for a week, took a little bit of vacation, but we're back now. So here we are.
We are. Indeed.
So, Moff, you've been hitting it big on TikTok, dealing with the crazies out there responding to the comments. What's been going on?
I don't know about hitting it big, but yeah, man, I just started doing. I ripped this off of a buddy of mine who basically, and this goes for anybody out there that wants to start doing content. We talked about how Doc Teraband did this. A buddy of mine did this. They basically said for X amount of days, I'm going to post X amount of time. So whether it's long form, like Doc Teraband said, I'm going to post a video per week for 2 years and whatever happens, happens. And another buddy of mine who says, he's like, I committed to posting 3 TikToks per day for 90 days. And he's got over like 100, he got 100 something thousand followers now. I think he's had over 1 million likes. Doing like financial stuff. And basically what he's doing, he just grips it and rips it. He doesn't have a fancy setup. He does a little bit of editing, but he will mostly reply back to comments. So somebody, especially when like in finance and they ask questions, say, well, what about this? And responds back to it.
So explain that to me. So if I wanted to go to my TikTok and start making videos, putting the question up on the screen, like if somebody leaves a comment and it's worthy of a video response, how does one put that up on the screen and make the video?
So all you got to do is go to that particular video and you'll hold your thumb over that comment and it'll like pop up a drop down. It'll say reply with video, and then it'll open up your camera. It'll automatically populate it with that on the screen. Then you hit record and then you go. There's like a 15-second
put it on your feed.
It automatically goes. It
automatically, and you get a copy that you can drop on like Twitter X or something or Instagram.
And you can just download it straight from there, and then you can post that on any platform. So that's been good because as somebody who's always, it's like, I don't always get struck with inspiration. Like I should make a video about this. It's much rather when someone says, oh, but you're only interested in this, or oh, but you think this, and it's really interesting and it's easy to fire back to that. And I've tried to be really like, I don't believe in shooting down. I don't believe in punching down. I think what's been really interesting is that I was having a conversation with a buddy about this, I think the other day, and people are so online that we are so removed from one another that people, I really don't think people understand that when they leave a comment on somebody's video or a page or on their Instagram or something like that, they don't actually see them as another human. They see them
Mhm.
as just pixels on a screen. Like they're not actually representative of somebody who has this on their phone who can get it out and read it. Because the stuff that I'm getting is pretty wild. I mean, it's I
Just an example, like, I don't know, just open it up and read one off, or maybe I should
Jeez.
do it. I
I
don't know.
had one girl that said I should, boost the male offing themselves statistics and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I should do that. And what's funny is I just did this out of pure speculation or pure like shits and giggles basically, and say like, all right, I'm gonna report this comment that says like you should add another percentage point to the male, and it was like the skull emoji, basically saying like KYS. And it's perfectly okay to tell men to off themselves. Like if you're a woman on this platform on TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's perfectly fine. That was one. I mean, there's a ton of them. Like I posted stuff about tattoos. I'm like, yeah, like there's a correlation between there seems to be a correlation in my personal experience and then the personal experience of hundreds of other men that I've worked with and we've talked to,
Yeah.
that more tattoos equals more trauma. And you just have all these women that are like, this video made me want to get more tattoos, or I'll get 1,000,000 tattoos if it means
Yeah.
men like you are going to be away from me. It's like, great, like
Makes
cool.
it more obvious, yeah.
I'm fine with that. So I don't know, there's a ton. It's like your hairline's receding, or your chin is covering, your beard is covering your chin, or like your mother didn't love you, you're an incel. I mean, it's all the hits, it's all the regular stuff.
Yeah, I've heard everything,
Um,
dude.
it's all the hive mind. So,
Yeah.
you kind of just move on. Again, I don't believe in punching down, but the point is the idea where I just say, hey guys, like this is the stuff that you'll hear. Cause I know there's men out there that watch the channel, that watch our stuff, maybe that haven't found the channel, but think like this. And they're like, this is backwards. This is not the way that things work. Men are men, women are women. There's a clear difference between the two of them. What have we gotten ourselves into? This is crazy. And I think what keeps a lot of guys, I think guys spin their wheels too much arguing with people online back and forth
Total
that they
waste of time.
care about. It's total waste of time. But I think that men would be more open and would want to share their opinions more, but they have this fear, or they don't want to be the meat shield for these hundreds of angry women. And let's be clear on one thing. I would say 99% of the women that have commented on my TikToks or that have said hateful comments are either fat, ugly, or old, and or some combination of the three. And
Mhm.
it's taken a tremendous amount of restraint not to comment a bunch of Porky Pig emojis under some of these women's profiles, but I'm trying to restrain myself and be the bigger person. So, and I think you ought to understand, it's like they don't understand what they're doing. They don't quite get it, right? And this was a woman that I went back and forth with today because she wanted to have this dialogue with me, and she left a bunch of different comments on one of my videos, and I was just like, hey, come on the show, come on ladies night if you want to discuss. Like, I don't have time to go back and forth with you all day. And then she starts sending me these DMs basically saying, oh, you need to convince me to come on your show. I think this, you need to explain your position. I was like, lady, I don't have time for this. Like, who are you? I'm busy. I got shit to do. Like, I've carved out a time where I will, because I'm going to be on ladies night tomorrow night in case you guys
Was
are
she
curious.
gross?
I don't think so. I mean, you can click on her profile. Well, I can't. No, it was private. So she looked like she was at least thin, but she had like sunglasses on. You couldn't really
Yeah.
see her face or anything like that. But
I get that all the time, man. Like I get chicks that like DM me and they just want to
they're
argue
gross.
stupid shit. And I'm like, who are you? Like, why are you retarded?
Yeah, like I'm not your like husband who has to sit here and listen to you browbeat him all day. I'm not like your shitty child that you have to, scold and you have to. But that's the thing. Like women, a lot of these women think that they just need to police the world and that they're the world's police. That
Yeah, they're
their
Karens.
feelings govern things, and
Yeah.
they're all Karens. So it gets a lot worse than that. But I'm going to keep going. Like my point is not to shoot back.
Seems
My
to be
point is
working.
not to. I still want it to reach the right audience, and of course, there's the every now and then. There is and I posted another one of a guy, actually. If you scroll down and find the tweet about male feminists, it should take you just a second. This was a guy that responded back to one of my videos about, like, I don't know, daddy issues maybe. And I basically, it's that one right there. I see the screen. So it's like, this guy was like, this guy thinks he said something or thinks he did something or whatever. He's like, oh, bro thought he cooked. If you open up that, yeah. And I was like, I'll delete this whole account if you have testosterone levels above 600. And this is what he was saying. Again, listen, It's okay if you look like this. This is actually the kind of guy that needs help because, and I did actually a video response to this particular
Oh my
guy
god,
where
that was
it's like,
brutal.
this is pure beta male mating strategy 101. This guy probably is a male feminist, probably has some sort of Ukraine or trans flag or Israel flag in his biography or something like that. Probably triple vaxxed, probably one of these guys that's like puts on the pink pussy hat and goes on the DC march, probably doesn't like Trump, and probably can't figure out why he's still not getting attention from women. So, I'm going to keep doing it. So guys, not to plug myself here, all of my socials are Moff Unplugged. So like
Yeah,
TikTok, Twitter X, Instagram, like
I
whatever.
just
If I'm on a
followed you because
social
I didn't know you
platform, it's
even
there.
know that you're doing this.
Yeah, so I just started doing it the other day. I try to post maybe like 3 a day, and I just do them when I'm driving. That's why the quality is shit, and there's always like lens flare on it. But I don't care. Like I just grip it and rip it. I don't do any special cuts or any fancy stuff. I just let it fly. So
You know me though, like
um,
I don't usually read comments because if I do, like it just sends you down this rabbit hole of
it really does. Yeah,
like
and
crazy.
this is the only reason I did it is just because I thought that was a good way to get some of this content because I just saw it effective as a strategy where it's
Mhm.
like if you just reply back to comments, you'll never run out of stuff. You'll never run out of material because I mean, I the one that blew me up was the one about girls trips, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
It's pinned. It's like the third one that I have. And that's what blew me up. And I had like 250 something odd comments. And again, all the hits. You're insecure, blah, blah, blah. My man, my boyfriend, my husband lets me do anything. What was telling is a lot of these women would say things like, girls trips are to get away from men and
Like
like
you.
to get
Yeah.
away from men
Yeah.
and children.
Totally.
No, like their husbands. Like,
Oh, their
okay,
husband.
so I feel terrible for a kid whose mom is like, yeah, I need a vacation from you. And these women just telling themselves, like, actually, are the mistakes that we made, AKA the men that we chose to date and marry, we need to get away from them. It's like, yeah, I bet your husband loves hearing that. And
Yeah.
even if he does, even
Wow.
if you probably tell him to his face, he's probably not going to do anything.
Wow.
These
That's
guys
crazy, man.
just, they just eat it up, man. And the other thing that I was talking to today, it's like a lot of these women are like, oh, well, if men would just step up, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
If
always
men would
more
just
stepping up,
do
right?
more, or if men would just do this or do that and stop giving us the bare minimum.
It's the build a
And
better beta plan. That's what they want.
that's 100% what it is. And it's like you women don't understand that. Yeah, you want a guy that's going to go to work and make the money for you, come home, do all the things he needs to do, be the one that keeps the roof over the head and the lights on and the water running and all that. And yet you still want to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do, not realizing that a man who does nothing but say yes to you ends up being a doormat. You step all over him, and that's the end of the relationship. So, yeah,
You know what?
it's wild to me that this is still the
I
response.
I haven't used my TikTok in a while. You know, we were talking about this last week because it's
Getting
been
him out of
down.
retirement. Let's do it.
Maybe I'm going to go through some of these comments
Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to. Now, I
and
don't
just
know if
let
you can
words
respond
fly.
to them on you. I think you can. You might be able to respond to comments from like my or some of your own. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, do it. I would, and
Oh,
just
okay. Well,
crank them.
maybe I
Like when
should
you're
do it.
screwing around, like when you're driving. That's what I would do, man. Just crank them out.
Maybe I should do them when I'm taking a dump because that's what I think of their dumb stuff.
I've had a couple of brief shadow bans. Like you can tell when you're getting shadow banned. So like I would get a couple hundred views right off rip, and
Yeah.
then I would post another one, and it's like 7 views. And usually that was, I think, because I was posting too many. At first, I was ripping like 4 or 5
Oh,
a day, but now it's like if
so
you just
you
let
can
it peter out a
actually
little bit, yeah,
reply with video to other people's accounts.
nice.
So
So yeah,
if you
so there
see
you go.
something trending on TikTok on the homepage with a question in it that has a lot of engagement, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good indication that you can make a video answering that question in a
And you
video.
can stitch things together too. So if there's one thing that's popping that's like very
Mhm.
viral, you can steal up to
That's
5
interesting.
seconds on someone else's video and do like a
Mhm.
cutaway and like a response, which is what somebody did to me, which was
All
great.
right.
I was like, thank you.
That's great.
More publicity. It's great.
So you
So I don't
get
know.
some free marketing done too.
Yeah, there
All
you
right. Well,
go.
I tried to pull it up here on my other screen, but I can't log in on a desktop for
Yeah, all
some
good.
reason. I was going to show your viral one.
Off
All right.
unplug.
So what else we got for tonight?
So I thought we could do some Q&A. I don't have a ton of them, but we've got some good
Okay.
ones here, and then we can get into some of the social stuff. All right, let's do this one. There's four, but there's only four of them, but I think they're four good ones. So, all right, let's see. This one's a little bit long. This is starting off here. So, my name is kept private for, I'll just call him Bob. This is probably the strangest time in my life. I'm 41, divorced with no kids, and I'm somewhat successful at a prestigious job. I grew up in a nasty household with an overprotective mother, abusive brother, and an absent dad. I've had no self-confidence going into adulthood, used to be a workaholic and been overweight most of my life, but tall. I'm a people pleaser and a perfectionist and a total overthinker. I got married at 38 after a short relationship. She is an entrepreneur slash ex-lawyer slash long distance runner. With her independence, she ate me alive. I barely felt like the man in the relationship, and I never stood a chance, but I also had no frame. I've just completed an amazing project at work, which I got praised for, but I was still overshadowed by big players, which often happens. As a hobby, I play basketball each week, but I'm always scared to shoot. Mentally, I'm the weakest player on the court, which overthinking each step and feeling inferior to the others. I recently lashed out at my mother and brother after they separately disrespected me. My mom commented on an amazing purchase I had that I was proud of, and she only found negative things to say within the purchase. No congratulations, no great job, or no great job, no encouragement. Later, she repeated a certain behavior that she did when I was a kid that still makes me freeze and lock up as an adult. That's when I exploded. My brother's fiance during a family dinner told me that their favorite store is the one owned by my ex-wife. I sent very long messages to both my mother and brother after this that I was in explaining the current pain and how horrible they were to me when I was a kid. These two instances happened by chance close to each other recently. Starting to wrap up here. Me and my ex-wife tried to get together after the divorce, and I've been on and off. I finally left when I had an amazing accomplishment at work, and she completely neglected it because it was her birthday and she decided to focus on herself. She admitted later it was a dick move on her part and she wants to come back, which I'm mulling over because we did have some good times, but maybe I'm scared of finally ending the chapter. Finally, I read Rich's book. I follow many of the masculine, quote unquote, Instagram profiles. I've started working out, doing Krav Maga. I might take a martial arts camp in the fall. I want to be a different man, but the feeling of so many wasted years is very, very heavy. And I'm worried that the change is impossible for a guy like me. If you were in the situation, what would you do? I feel the weight of loneliness and wasting many years living like an extra in a movie. Any advice, encouragement, feedback, or constructive criticism? Welcome.
Join the club, man.
Started off with a doozy. Yeah,
welcome. Right. Welcome to the club. This is the chaos. This is the trauma. This is the catalyst that sent you seeking for answers. Good for you. And now you're getting hit with the answers and you don't like them. You know, family's not always going to support you. In fact, sometimes they might just be disparaging and just like right out assholes. I've had to set boundaries with family members. Is what it is, you know. As you grow, as you get bigger, as you improve, as you level up, as you become a better version of yourself, as you make more money, as you accomplish and buy things that you've wanted, that you think that you'd get acknowledgement or some level of respect for on, it doesn't come from people that aren't your cheerleaders. That's all that it boils down to, right? Like if you're winning in life and people don't cheer you on when you win in life that you think should be cheering you on, i.e. like your mom, you might want to spend a little less time and, you know, carry on doing what you're doing. Like we've talked about anchors and sales, Moff. Explain anchors and sales to this guy.
Super simple. I mean, if you have somebody that's not supporting your mission and they're not living the life that you want to live, and they're not helping you live the life and go in the direction that you want, they're an anchor. If somebody's a sail, that means they're going to propel your boat forward. They're not going to drag you back. And the best way to get rid of an anchor is to cut it loose or at least pull it up into the boat so it doesn't give you any drag anymore. And this is an uncomfortable truth that guys have to face. See, guys want to do all this work and they want to, you know, become the king of the mountain or whatever it might be. And they want to take these anchors with them and they want to show these people, oh, look how much look how well I'm doing. And I want everybody to eat along with me. But these people don't want to see you change. They don't want to see you get better. They want to see you be the same person that they've created for you in their mind. Like everybody has a plan for you. They don't want you to do, like most people, especially a lot of people that are closest to you, especially family members, don't want to see you do better because then they have to look themselves in the mirror and face the facts that maybe I could have done better. Maybe I could have made more money. Maybe I could have been more successful. But the uncomfortable truth is when I talk about ruthlessly cutting ties with people that don't serve you, I mean, that means ruthlessly. Like that means like, sorry, mom and dad, can't talk right now. I'm busy. I'll see you at Christmas. maybe. So I think what happens is a lot of guys, they don't take the necessary steps. Like they want to have one foot in, one foot out. They want to be unplugged and they want to be around unplugged guys and they want to join the school. They want to join the brotherhood. And yet they have that one foot in, but they have one foot out and they're still listening to other people, plugged in people, trying to bring them down, taking those people's advice. And if you really want to make a legitimate transformation and completely turn your life around, you have to do the complete opposite of whatever got you to this point in the first place. And a lot of that starts with cutting people off for good.
Have you ever seen that series? I think it's called America's Sweethearts. It's about the Dallas cheerleaders, the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I know of them, but no, I haven't seen the series.
Yeah, so there's a series on Netflix about it, and that's what you want in your corner. You want enthusiastic cheerleaders that want you to win. Otherwise, why are you in, like, you're in my way then? I don't need to hear your shit
bother?
or you're in my way, so fuck off. It's very simple, right? Like you're either a cheerleader or you're not. And that's what you want. You want that level of enthusiasm for your life. And you know what? People will come and go. It is what it is. You can't, you know, there's a video out there somewhere of Snoop Dogg when he was really big, like in his prime, and he's sitting there talking about like, as you grow and you come up, like these people don't follow you and they just sort of like hang out there and they want you to come back down over here. You have to let them go, you know, move up to the next level. And that's just how it is, right? Like anybody that wins at life recognizes that there's anchors in sales and they only deal with sales so they can go to the next port of call and they cut anchors loose. And that's all you got to do. And it's going to be tough and it's going to be uncomfortable. And it's like, dude, I gave my brothers my book, the first edition and the second, when I had them both done. And neither one of them have read my books. They don't care. They're not interested. And it's like, dude, so much more of your life would be so much better. Like you have these problems, right? But you know, that's just how it is sometimes. You just have to live with it. It's cool.
Yeah. And sometimes
they'll come around
an important part.
Come around.
Yeah, and an important part of getting into another room is not just opening the door to that other room; it's closing it behind you when you're in it.
Yes,
like that's something a lot of guys like you're just going to let people back in. So I mean, with anything, man, if you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're never going to get the results that you want.
Yeah, and you got to be like fastidious. Like what I've learned is in life, people will let you down. They'll double cross you. They'll, you know, whatever. And it's just like, you know, when you cross a bridge and you're done with it, you should just blow it up, burn it, blow it up, whatever. Like, just be done with it. You don't, hey, you know, I was wondering if, you know, we could let bygones be bygones and, you know, water's under the bridge. Like, I've had people do this to me before. It's like, they legit try to give you the horns and fuck your life over. And then they come back and are like, hey, can we be friends again and hang out and shit? It's like, no, yeah,
you can screw off.
You're a fucking ghost, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is what it is, man. Very good question though.
Very good question.
Let's
get this.
A lot of people watching this right now are going, fuck, that's
I hope
me.
So.
Good.
Yeah, I hope so. Let's get this super real quick. This is a good question too. Thoughts on marriage and kids ultimatums. I love ultimatums. This is the greatest. My girlfriend, 31, of 2 years, gave me 28. Don't love that age gap. An ultimatum to promise marriage within 2 years and kids in 3. I'm not convinced on the idea of marriage at the moment.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know, it's a whole like shit or get off the pot. And I don't know anybody that's been presented with the ultimatum talk, you know, we'll say shit or get off the pot, that did it and then thought to themselves after the fact, yeah, that was probably the
great decision.
Best choices.
Yeah.
Amazing decision. I would totally do it again.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
totally.
Basically do what I say. Like you're a hostage at that point. You're dealing with a fucking terrorist that's holding you hostage. So if that's your thing, start off your life that way.
I mean, dude, if you're watching this channel, you already know.
Right off into the sunset peacefully, not have to deal with gay shit.
Too. Like, if you're watching this channel, you probably already know what we think about marriage and guys getting married in the first place. So, I mean, that's not a surprise. I don't think we really need to touch that. But yeah, anytime a woman's making demands for you, this is the thing you guys have to start internalizing about women in general. You guys think these things that we say are just these funny quips like, women make rules for betas and the for alphas. Like this stuff is actually real. This is legit. She's making a rule for you. I guarantee she's been in relationships before where she didn't make rules for Chad. I guarantee there are things that she let him do that she's never let you do and is never going to let you do because she doesn't see your value as high enough. If she woke up every day and saw you were the man and she wants to be with you no matter what, she would not be giving you any sort of ultimatums or telling you, I want this, I need that. This is an ultimatum. The minute a woman is telling you an ultimatum is the minute you should say, you know what, I'll just make the choice really easy for you. And you pack her bags and you pat her ass on the way out. That's really it, especially if you're 28, dude, and she's 31. You are getting ready to sign away the rest of your life if you marry and have kids with this woman.
We got to deal with the her problem, his problem thing, because her problem is that she fucked up and waited too long.
Running out of time.
She's hearing her biological clock tick, and she's like,
tick, tick, tick.
You've got this amount of time for that and that amount of time for kids. And if it's not happening, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go find it somewhere else. It's like, bye. Like,
why? That's your problem.
Why would you even date a chick that's older than you? Like, why don't we start there? Like, why even make the mistake of dating a chick that's older than you? This is one of the things you don't deal with when you don't invite older women into your life. I never understood that. Like, I used to hang out
Frankie,
with this
call
guy
in if you want. Like, here, I'm going to put this in. I actually didn't post this at the beginning. I'm going to put this in.
Yeah, drop the line if you want. Let me just tell you.
Frankie should call backstage.
I knew this guy in my late 20s, early 30s that had an obsession with dating older women, and it never worked out. Like, he always had problems, man. It was like consistent baggage in tow, problem after problem. I don't get it.
I'm going to pin that. There you go. Frankie, call in if you like. We can talk more about it when we
what does Frankie got?
Start to do. Well, he was the one that put the super chat. So if he wants to, he put in the super chat. So Frankie, if you want to call in, the call lines are open. You'll just have to, chill while we read some of these. But yeah,
2 years on an ultimatum of promise of marriage and 2
crazy, dude.
It's like,
you're just starting to see, man, like you're only 28. What are you doing? You're getting ready to sign away the rest of your life if you do this. Like, listen to your gut. Your gut is like, your intuition is screaming at you not to do it already. You're already telling us you don't like it. That's it. The answer is no.
If she's wife material, why is she single at 31? She would have been scooped up in her 20s.
Long before. Yeah. So she made a bunch of mistakes, and now you're going to end up
in the right rooms. Listen to good advice, solid advice to take her in the right direction. Nope. There he is. Put him on.
Yeah, you want to go on? All right.
Do you want to kill your camera,
Frankie?
Ready? Do you want to kill your camera before you go on? It's up to you, because people are going to see this shit.
Got to decide now. Got dead air.
You know what? Just kill his camera just for.
All right.
Yeah. That's better.
Well, we've got you on. We've got you on audio only.
That's even better. Perfect. Okay. Go.
All right. Cool. Perfect. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Loud and clear. Like, give us a little bit of background. Like, how long have you been with this chick? Like, what's the story on this?
Yeah.
Just give us a 30,000 foot view.
Yeah, for sure. And first of all, big fan of both of you guys. Really appreciate all the help and watching a lot of you guys' videos. Got the Unplugged Alpha books. I appreciate that. But yeah, just some background on this. Been dating this girl for 2 years now. Just from the get-go, honestly, there's some signs that I should have avoided if I had started following you guys earlier. But yeah, she's older than me, 2 years older than me. And just from the start, she was a little bit really into me, love bombing me quite a bit. I found that nice. She did display some more traditional values in some respects. She did respect me a lot. She got along with my family and everything. But what I started noticing is as soon as she hit 30, she started really pushing to move in together with me. And, at first I was like, I'm not really sure about that. That just doesn't seem, I wasn't ready that moment to be moving in with her in 1 year. But as time went on, one thing I forgot to mention as well, she's Russian. So
I did it from, man, you got a bit of an accent.
Oh, I'm from Spain originally.
Spain. Okay. Russian and Spanish. And
yeah.
Where do you guys live?
I live in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I met her actually just at a bar, just randomly, we're just there, and she asked me to take some pictures of some friends, and got her number from there. So it was, surprisingly pretty natural in that sense.
When? How far back?
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
2 years, and she's pushing for marriage within 2 years.
Correct. Yeah. And she did mention this.
You read my book. What are the red flags?
Yeah. So one of the red flags that is I sort of noticed earlier is the debt issue. She has a little bit of credit card debt. It's not too big of a deal for her, is what she says, but it's more of a morals thing that I'm noticing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
how much is it, Frank?
It's not that bad. It's 7,000. So it's something that, she's a teacher, which is another. I know it's not the ideal.
Where do you guys live?
Living in Denver area in Colorado.
Denver. Got it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. But it's 6,000, 7,000, and it got to the point where she was like, if you're not gonna give me the, promise me marriage.
Okay, so we've got red flag. Number one is debt. So what else we got?
She's a teacher, right? She can't make that much money
yeah.
either. So I mean, so $7K for on a teacher's salary is significant. It's not $7K. If
What
she
are
makes
teachers
about 50.
making in Denver?
She's making right now, yeah, exactly, 55 grand.
There you go.
Denver's a pretty expensive city too. It's not cheap.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Next red flag. She's older than you.
Yeah, older than me. Exactly.
Next red flag.
They're moving in together. She was really also pushing for that. I said no. I draw my boundary there, and I gave in. What? Sorry.
What do you do for a living?
So I'm a sales engineer.
Okay, and I'm guessing you make a lot more than 50 grand a year.
Yes. Not as much as I could, right? But yeah. I make over 6 figures.
Did you guys move in together?
No. So here's a little bit of a twist. She, about a year ago, she also gave me a different ultimatum on living together or not. Oh. And that's, yeah.
So I know it's one ultimatum after the other, then, is it?
Yeah. So that's one of the things, and I guess again, I wish I would have started following you guys earlier.
No,
but
she didn't move in though, so you held firm.
Correct. Exactly. Okay. So I told her. So here's the kicker. I told her, yes, hey, move in together whenever. It took me a while to kind of come to that decision, but she then realized that I live too far away from her work, and she did not want to do that commute.
Okay. But she'd be more than happy to do it if you live in her school zone, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
She'd probably push it a lot harder too, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. She was wanting,
dropped it.
Yeah. Yeah. She mentioned that if we move in together, because my lease is coming up to an end, and she told me, well, why don't we move in together next to my place? And I told her, well, I can maybe do that, but I can't promise that marriage within 2 years that you mentioned. And then she said, well, I don't get the point of living together. You're not going to promise me a ring.
What's the next red flag? Let's keep going. What are the other ones?
I think that's, I'll actually family forgot about that one. I don't know. So I'm not sure if you have, I think it's a big one, right? But, she comes from a family that, her sister divorced, and her mom, before, meeting her dad, had divorced somebody to get with her dad. They're lovely people, but I just think, that's something to point out.
Well, they clearly don't have an issue with divorce. What about promiscuity?
Sorry, what was promiscuity?
Does she have a big notch count? She's 31.
Oh, yeah, I would say she's had 3 boyfriends before me, and before being with me, she was, she was seeing people here and there, but she started dating me when she was 29 already. And her previous boyfriend was when she was 26, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So what do you think? So why don't you marry her and put some babies in her? Why?
It just sounds like an awful idea. That's,
do it.
I'm just,
do it. No, I'm kidding.
Man, but it's just one of those situations. And, that's why I started following you guys and all that. But, I get family, and her family and friends of hers are saying, hey, it's that era where, like,
dude, you're getting a bad feeling. That bad feeling is like that little voice, that little, hey, don't do it. That's not a good idea. Right. It's like trying to warn you. And anytime I've not listened to that voice, it's always cost me dearly. It always costs you more later on down the road. So, some guys are a glutton for punishment. They're like, well, I just want to have kids. And, she's here right now, and she's hot enough or whatever. And she seems to want me. And
yeah.
But like, if it's not amazing, dude, like if it's not like, oh, this is the best thing since fucking sliced bread. Like this is great. Like she's a real compliment to your life. She's respectful. She treats you very well in the bedroom. Then I wouldn't even be fucking thinking about it. And there's low red flags too. You're just inviting some problems in your life that you could probably avoid with a gal that's, in better stand-up sort of shape if you want to have kids. Do you want to have kids? Is that something that's interesting to you?
I'm interested, but not at this point in my life. I feel like I still haven't, maximized myself, right? So
don't let other people make their problems your problems,
Yeah. Yeah. And it really helped me watching your video of shit or get off the pot. So I've been putting that one on repeats. It's just very good one.
Frankie, why did her previous relationships not work out?
So the ones she had before this one, she told me the guy cheated on her, and and that's why they broke up. The one before that one, they switched countries. So he was studying in Finland and moved back. So
she traveled around quite a bit too, huh?
yes, he was in Russia for
women travel around quite a bit.
Yeah. That's yes, she's been in Russia, in the US, and Finland, different places.
Okay.
Do you think that you've changed? How long has it been? So you guys been together for like 2 years, you said. When did you find the content?
I found this content a few months ago, a couple of months ago, honestly, and just I mean, really wish I would have found it earlier, if I'm being honest.
Sorry, man, let me just jump in here for a sec, because there's like this clip that I put out, and it's titled something along the lines of, I asked 1 million men what made their marriage so good. And then I had all these like huge amounts of responses on it. And it was all boiling down to, they got married young. She was respectful to him, useful in his life, often chaste in many cases for a lot of these guys that have been married for like 20 plus years, that are like, yeah, like this marriage is a sweet spot for me. It's really good. And here's why. Those were all the main reasons. Like, I broke it down in a lot more detail in one of the chapters in my book. It's like very, very specific, because I get this question a lot, like, this girl wants to marry me and I'm maybe open to it, but not in a rush for it. Well, here's some stories about guys that actually made it work and why it worked for them. And it doesn't sound like this has got a lot of the key ingredients in there to me anyway. Sorry, Moff, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Frankie, the reason I ask, because we see this quite a bit, but have you started applying any of the concepts, or have you tried to start applying some of the concepts into this relationship since you've discovered us, or has it been mostly like you're moonlighting and you're kind of like living undercover?
No, yeah. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I mean, I was really like, 50-50 about like, hey, yeah, I'll promise you that ring before finding your guys' content. And when I did find it, and what? Sorry?
Has she been married before?
No, she has not. Yeah. I was 50-50.
James Sexton, the divorce lawyer that does like YouTube and like interviews and stuff like that.
Yes. I've been also watching some videos. Yeah.
So he was talking about Russian women once, and he's like, when they're on your side, they're your best friend. But he goes, in my office, when I go through divorces, they're the worst.
Oh my God. That's really, I think, what is bugging me there is really that push and, that guarantee that she wants, that within 2 years, I'm going to be ready for that. Right.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah. Eastern European chicks, Russian chicks, Slovak, all that sort of stuff. They are tough cookies, man. They're very difficult. They're very demanding. If they think they can push you around, they'll do it. Like, you got to have solid frame with Russian chicks. Like, you got to be a fucking Russian mafia boss to deal with them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, but
that's so true. And that's one thing she mentioned as well, is she's like, and this is, I forgot to mention this kind of red flag as well, but it's something that she does like sarcasm, and she is always joking around, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but she does drop, some hints of like reality that you have to read between the lines, right, to see what she means sometimes. But she did mention that, like, oh, well, next time I'll just go date a Russian that will put a ring on me within a year. So it was like she was joking about that, but you could tell there's some truth behind those jokes. There's
always truth behind every joke, always.
Yeah.
Frankie, what are some of your hobbies that you do outside of work?
Yeah, so I play a lot of tennis. I'm big into hiking, big into golf. I've been, within the last couple months, I've been hitting the gym a lot. Just been, trying to get into better shape. But yeah, just those are pretty much my hobbies.
Do you have what's your circle of friends like? You guys, you feel like you think that most of your guys that you hang out with are more plugged in? Are they more unplugged? Like, what is that like? I mean, do you have guys you can talk to about this kind of stuff?
Yes, and I've talked to a few. They share the opinion that I should not marry her. And I appreciate that advice from them, and it's people that I do trust because they've also known her for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, man. I mean, we've got guys, I know you've only been around for a couple of months, but I don't know
Yeah.
if you heard us talk about our communities like the Unplugged Brotherhood and School of Unplugging and stuff like that. We've got guys, in the Denver area,
Yeah.
Colorado. And so, if you're making good dough and you're an interesting guy with good hobbies and you're looking to be around more unplugged guys, because here's what often happens, man. And here's what I don't want to happen to you. You call in, you get the advice. I'm just like you. I was a former call-in, for what has it been?
Yeah.
Like 4.5 years at this point now, like just about 4.5 and some change. So, what I see a lot of guys will do, guys will call into the show and they'll call back later and they're like, hey man, I wish I had listened to your guys' advice because I actually did the opposite of what you said to do. And now I'm screwed. And now it's 6 months, 8 months later. And, what I don't want to happen is that you're really set in this decision, but because you don't have guys, or at least guys that are unplugged, to help you reinforce these decisions and help you figure out how to potentially, hopefully, exit this relationship gracefully so you can go and accumulate more and better options, because you're super young, man, like under 30, making 6 figures, doing well for yourself, living in kind of a shitty place, but that's neither here nor there. I used to love Denver. I don't love it so much anymore. The liberals got a hold of it, but
I agree.
just some food for thought, man. I think that, there's a lot of these guys, and it's great to watch the content. It's great to have it on your phone and on YouTube and stuff like that. But when you start getting around guys that really live this life and really live the content and don't just talk about it, a lot of doors open up, man. So just something to consider.
Oh, 100%. If I can join that community, I mean, I'm more new to like your live streams and everything, but would definitely love to, get with some group of people that are like-minded.
If you hit the website, fill out a form, we'll have a call. We'll talk about it. No hard sell or anything like that. We'll just figure out where if sense where we might put you and we can go from there. But yeah, man, I just don't want to see another guy.
Like if you can work anywhere, just I mean, there's way better places.
Yeah, are you remote, or Frankie? Or
yeah, I'm actually 100% remote, and I've been, sometimes I'll go to Spain for a few weeks and work from there.
But Florida, you can go to Texas, you can go to Arizona. There's way better stuff.
Gotta get out of Denver, bro.
Yeah, anyway, I agree. The prices are insane.
I mean, if you want to have kids, Florida's a good state overall because you don't really have much in the way of issues if you get divorced fighting for custody. It's just like pretty much default 50-50 most of the time.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. Florida, maybe Texas, and what is the place? Tennessee.
Not great for child custody. It's
not for kids.
Florida, Michigan, and California, and Kentucky.
Gotcha. Okay.
You only want to live in Florida and Kentucky out of those states.
I've already done all the studying with all the states, and I can tell you, for me, from what I've learned, Tennessee, Florida are probably the 2 best on the East Coast, and you might get a few in the mountains on the West Coast, like Wyoming or Idaho or something like that. I can't remember which one's better.
Yeah, no, I've been thinking about that, and then next step is to probably buy a house, and I'm thinking, maybe I have some family in Wyoming. Is this a little bit isolated there? But Florida is a very good option.
Florida's probably good for you.
Yeah, if you can work anywhere,
man. There's a lot of Spanish chicks in Florida too, right?
Dude, forget about it.
Yeah.
Do you like Latin women?
Absolutely.
Do I like what? Sorry.
Do you like Latin women, or do you have a preference for like?
I don't have any preference, but some Latin women are very attractive. I'll say that.
Okay, good. Yeah. Florida's got lots of them.
Yeah. No, and the Cuban girls are pretty cute. So.
Awesome. All right. Cool, man. Thanks for popping in.
Thanks, Frankie.
Thanks a lot. This advice is worth gold, so really appreciate it, and I'll join the community and go from there. Appreciate it.
Sounds good, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, if you like the the call-in segments and you're having a good time and you want to meet some awesome guys and meet up with us and do stuff, like a lot of the stuff you see in the intro reel are just like, it's a bit of a sizzle. It's a highlight, from the last year of some of the cool shit that Moff's putting together. Like he's putting all these meetups together. They're just off the charts. Like guys are loving them, right?
And without it, this stuff wouldn't have stuck, man. Like, yeah, without this stuff, it would without the community and the guys, none of this stuff would have stuck. Like I called in with you and Aaron Clary, and it's like, yeah, man, all this stuff sounded good, but who knows, man? If I didn't have the additional push and I didn't have the guys, it would have been very easy to just slip back into old habits and what was comfortable. But I got in that room and I said, okay, I'm closing the door behind me, man. So, we talk about it a lot, but that's just because we see the change and the positive change it is in men's lives. And it allows us to keep doing what we do and putting out good content instead of having to fucking sit at a desk for 40 hours a week. So help us help you. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, what
Good
else we
call.
got?
Good segment. I'm gonna pull Frankie from backstage here. Frankie, just go back and watch on YouTube or your preferred method at this point. All right, cool. That was good. Got a couple more here. This is an interesting one. The question of holding frame too overtly. So I've been talking to a lot of chicks over the last week, DMs and in person. 3 times in 7 days, I've gotten responses like, wow, you're kind of harsh, or you're a jerk, or no response at all. I think I'm making the mistake of being too overt with my frame and my mental point of origin. It's refreshing to finally have those things as a man. So yeah, I want to enjoy it and live it. But I think I'm going to dial it back a little bit and practice holding frame without turning them off. For example, a girl asked me to go on a date to celebrate closing a large account today. And I said, when I'm ready to celebrate, I'll let you know, with like a wink emoji. And that one didn't land well. There's more context other than that. Another girl said I was a jerk when I was being cocky and funny because I said she had a lot of baggage because she was moving from one apartment to another. That's funny. I don't care who you are. Another girl criticized me for not warming up enough. On the day of the date, I texted her after not talking for a day and a half. I sent her a text saying, is 5 p.m. still good? ? And she goes, where's the, hey, how are you? Looking forward to seeing you. And this is 5 p.m. still work. Where's that text? He's wrapping it up. I was thinking I would never say that, but am I just an a-hole? I guess I need to play the part of the guy who's quote unquote really interested, but I'm also not trying to pretend that I'm a quote unquote nice guy. I'm not a dummy. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to tell a woman I'm holding my frame. I do what I want when I want. But I think maybe I need to deliver the message in a more subtle way so they don't think I'm arrogant, stubborn, a jerk so early on, etc.
Do you know who this guy is? Is he somebody that you know personally?
Yeah. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where is he?
He's a good solid 7. I mean, he makes good money. He's in good shape. He's doing well. I think he's getting back on his feet after I think he had an LTR that he's like, yeah, I don't think she was in his frame. I think she was giving him boundary issues and ultimatums and stuff, and he just cut her loose. So, but it's one of those things where he's trying to, he's like this newfound, he's got a lot of stuff he's still trying to unplug from. He's kind of trying this sort of mental point of origin, I'm the prize sort of mentality that we instill in a lot of guys. So that's where he's at. But he's a solid guy for sure.
What would he need to do to be a 10 out of 10 on attractiveness and value?
Definitely got to put on more muscle. I think he's got to be maybe a little bit more, I would say, a little more extroverted. I think, I've met him, hung out with him a time or two, and just came off as a little bit introverted. He's got good stuff to say. We've had a couple of Zooms. He's calibrating some stuff. Yeah, he's just trying to find it and figure it out. He's built some businesses. He's working hard. And I think he's just trying to, I think he was married before. He's got a kid. So he's trying to kind of go out into the world with this new information. And I think he's just messing up the application just a little bit of it.
I mean, it doesn't sound like he's too offside, to be honest with you. But I mean,
no, I agree.
You get away with saying all of that stuff if you've got, if women perceive you to be very attractive and of high value.
That's the key. Yeah.
So that's why he's getting comments back like, "Hey, why didn't you say how was your day today first or something like that?" Like she's telling him to say certain things. That just
like he's a dancing monkey. Like, oh,
that just reeks of like indifference. It doesn't sound like genuine burning desire, right? Like a chick that you message and say, "Hey, we still on for 5 o'clock." She'll write back and say something like, absolutely,
can't wait. Been thinking about it all day.
Dress? Yeah. Right. Not, hey, why didn't you start with how was your day and say this, that, and the other thing first, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're also dealing with chicks that are probably not very high on the GBD scale too.
Yeah, I think this mostly, first of all, you hit the nail on the head. This is a miscalculation or miscalibration of SMV, right? So I did a video on this last week. There's like a first long form video, pat myself in the back here. But, the idea that a lot of guys think they have to change up the lines they say or the places they take women. It's like, oh, she likes to hike, so I should take her on a hike. It's like, dude, you do what you want to do. And if the girl sees you as valuable enough and she sees your SMV is higher, ideally, at least 1, if not 2 points higher, she'll do whatever the hell you want. So this is, a lot of guys will start to see this when they are maybe shooting on the same level or they're shooting a little high. If you are not the best far and away option, or she doesn't see you as that guy we talk about a lot, then yeah, she's just going to, if you're a 6 and you're a 6, but you're going to act, and you act like an 8 would act, but she doesn't see you as an 8. She's just going to go hang out with somebody else. It's not going to give her all this grief, or she's going to, because again, women aren't logical. So they think they want a guy that just gives them whatever or jumps through all these hoops like a dancing monkey. And then they get it and they're like, oh, why do I, so this is like a miscalculation of SMV. He's probably shooting too high, or because you can get women that will do this, but generally, if your value is not high enough or your S&P is not high enough, you're not going to be interested in the women that are interested in you. And you find yourself in this really crazy no man's land of the women I want don't want me, and the women that want me, I don't want. So this is just the simple issue. The simple answer is like, be patient, continue to increase your value, work on these social calibration skills. And if you're getting pushback from these women, then just understand that in her eyes, you're not high enough on the scale and you got some work to do. And now go back to the drawing board.
I mean, if he had 10 other positive responses and these are the only 3 negative ones, there's always fodder, right? Like you're always going to have fallout. So that's normal.
No matter what.
But if you're striking out 3 times you're at bat every single time, there's something that's
fundamentals. Yeah. There's a fundamental issue there. There's something you got to recalibrate.
It doesn't sound like the communication is too offside. Like it sounds cocky.
I don't think so either. Yeah. I think he's like playing it the right way. I think it's just like the value's not high enough to pull that kind of shit off, man. It's like, now this guy's not in his mom's basement, fat, naked, eating Cheetos, but she sees you like that. If you're not, you might as well be that guy.
While you're way a little higher on the socioeconomic scale. I mean, the solution for most guys when it comes to just about everything with chicks for the most part is being as attractive as you can possibly be and being as valuable as you can possibly be. And then you can just be a total goof and women will throw themselves at you.
Yeah, 100%. If it's up there enough. Yeah. All right. A couple more here. Here's one about cars.
That's true, but that's just the way things are.
Yeah. Truth's the truth. Here's a car question, but having to do with dating, which is always interesting. I think it's interesting. And you'll have more to weigh in on this than I obviously will. But I've heard TC mention this a bit, saying it doesn't really matter, but I'm curious what the rest of you guys think. A nice car and nice wheels, needed or not? My current situation, I drive a 12-year-old pickup with low miles, around 60,000. V8 Hemi, super fast, but it looks like a work truck. It's got a bunch of scratches, and the black paint has that old faded look. Should I invest $40,000 to $50,000 into a nice car like an Audi or a Mustang, or should I spend $5,000 to $10,000 redoing the paint and cosmetics on my current truck? Follow-up question: does anyone besides dudes actually care about this type of thing at this level, or do you need to be spending $100,000 plus on a Lambo or something to actually see any ROI when it comes to catching chicks' eyes and in dating? Like, do chicks actually care about cars?
They don't care about cars the way that guys care about cars. Guys care about cars because a BMW M8 Grand Coupe, fully loaded with carbon and rear steer and all that sort of stuff, he can brag about it to his buddies. And his buddies know the difference between a BMW M8, which costs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a BMW 2 Series, which is under 6 figures. Women only care about the badge because they know that a BMW badge, for example, since we're talking about BMWs, they really don't know the difference between a M8 and a regular 8 Series or a 2 Series and an M2. But guys do. And that premium car can cost twice as much. But to a chick, as long as it has the BMW roundel on it and they see a German brand, then they think that your status is obviously higher than the other guy that she's dating that drives a Kia. That's just the way it is. Again, I wish it wasn't true, but that's just the way things are. But if you're a petrol head, why not buy what you want? Like if you like fast cars and you have the money, like treat yourself. Like that's what I do. If you're not and you're trying to do it to pitch chicks, yeah, it can.
A lot cheaper ways to do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's cheaper ways to do it. But I mean, if you're driving a beat up, shitty looking 12-year-old Dodge and you like a pickup truck, trade it in and get a new black Dodge pickup truck that's clean and tidy and isn't all fucked up and looking like the dog's breakfast. Because the guy that's willing to take her out on a date in a nice BMW or a Porsche or a Lamborghini or something like that will get the date before the guy with the scratched up 12-year-old pickup truck. Then again, I hate that that's the way things are, but that's just how it is. That's how women are. But here's an interesting thing to sort of wrap this up is I read a study once where they were talking about the most attractive vehicle that women view And you'd be surprised. It's not Rolls Royce, Bentley. It's not even exotic cars. It's a black Ford pickup truck.
F-150.
So a nicely trimmed King Ranch or something like that, in a black trim, apparently, according to survey results. But again, these are women's stated preferences when asked, not their revealed preferences. And sometimes they say some shit that they don't fucking do. So I'm sure that most of the women that are saying, you know, black pickup truck from Ford is right there, will go for it. But that same chick, given the opportunity to date the guy with a brand new King Ranch black pickup truck versus the guy with a Porsche, she's probably going to go in the Porsche. I hate to tell you, but again, that's just the way things are.
Yeah. Yeah. Spend the money, like detail your car, get it fixed up. Like, yeah, I mean, your options don't have to be beat up old pickup truck with the paint getting scratched off and like Lamborghini Huracan supercar, right? You can have sort of a healthy middle in there. So I don't know, man. In my opinion, there's better things you can spend $40,000 or $50,000 on if you got that extra scratch. Like joining the Unplugged Brotherhood and coming on meetups. But you know, rolling out our golden ticket offer where you can pay a certain amount of money and then you can come on any meetup you want at no cost forever because you've already paid for it up front. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you all know it's one thing that's funny to me is it a red flag if girls know about cars? Like if you're like, oh yeah, there's like a Porsche 911. She's like, actually, that's a Porsche 911 Turbo S. You're like, why do you know that?
I haven't met a lot.
How many of those
women,
have you been in?
I haven't met a lot of women that just
Yeah, they don't
inherently
know.
are car
They're not around.
like the way I am. You're like a true
Yeah,
petrol
yeah,
head. Like I've watched every Top Gear episode, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm that guy. Like I have boxes of magazines in my basement from Car and Driver from the 80s and 90s that I would go to the store and buy about the new Nissan 240 SX and the Suzuki Swift GTI or whatever the hell was coming out. I have those boxes. Like I'm that guy. I've never met a chick like that though. Usually what I find is the guy talks about cars so much that she starts hearing it and she understands it all, that she then becomes a car person because it's like rubbing off on her sort of thing, right? And that's
that's how it's been for me in this
car
community.
chicks out there. Is
Yeah,
they were
I mean, not
dating
saying
a
I'm a
guy
car
that was
chick,
into
but
cars at some point.
yeah. I mean, I know more about cars than I ever did before I joined this thing, and I still don't know anything about them. But I could be like, oh, that's a Cayman or that's a GTI or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. All right, last one we have here is this one's a little bit more of a softball, but after 1 month hanging out, she gets the where do we stand question. So one of my friends met a girl on Hinge. They've been seeing each other for about a month now. My friend says the girl seems to be in his frame. Recently he had a medical procedure done, and she brought him food during his recovery. She sounds like she's not difficult. She's fit, and she wants to please him. This past Saturday, she brought up the where do we stand conversation. She said that she dates exclusively. Apparently, I guess my friend didn't know what to answer at the time, and he asked me what I thought. And my opinion is that it's a bit rushed and something might be a little bit off in her thinking. She might be in a hurry to get settled down and have kids because she's 32. I told him to keep spinning plates and see if she really was, worthy of promoting, but clearly he wasn't eager to hear that answer. Seems like he's blinded by the P at the moment. He says the sex with her is great and she's hot. What do you guys think? Classic P. Classic blinded by the P.
Man. Like, why is it that guys can't just say, "Yeah, I dig your vibe too. Let's just see where this thing goes."
Yeah.
Like, what's the rush?
Simple.
It's only been a month. I mean, guys will talk about frame. Like, I think I got the frame. She's about my mission. It's like, well, if you're not ready to commit a month in, then don't.
Yeah,
it's very simple.
Yeah, and guys love to talk about frame. It's one of those things.
Standing at the front door here, and I'm saying goodnight to you.
It's like, man, she brought you food when you were in the hospital.
That's good.
A girl, congrats. Like, I would expect any girl I was seeing for a month to do that for me. That's like bare minimum.
Yeah,
if she didn't come and see me or bring me something,
why is she even around?
Don't even. Why are you even talking to this broad?
Yeah.
Oh, congrats. She did something very helpful for you when you were in the hospital. Okay, right? Like, fine. She gets a little bit of a point for that.
Did she cook for you? Does she do your laundry unprompted?
There's a lot more to unpack there. I mean, I don't know he didn't say how old his friend was, but 32 babies. We need a lot more context and details here. Yeah, it could be another, shout out to Frankie. But Frankie, we love you, man. We hope you see you in the community. It's all tough love, brother. But yeah, this is really simple. This is another solve, but I like how things are going. I don't see any need to complicate things or to throw a wrench in them. You date exclusively? Awesome. Great. Good for you. Love to hear it. I want to, you know, I'm cool with things
I
are
want
going
a
for a
woman
little
to commit
while.
to me, so that's great.
Yeah. I want a woman that dates me only as well. So great. Cool. Good talk.
Yeah.
And then you just go from there. And then it's like, oh, she wants to start making these rules and this and that and the other. Like 1 month is too soon. Usually
You know what?
it's like 12 weeks or so, right? Usually like that 3-month period is where they'll start saying, okay, your free trial period is over. It's time for you to, you know, extend the warranty and try to take this thing off the lot. But after a month, there's probably some ulterior motive at play. She's probably in a hurry to get some guy locked down. Kids are probably on her mind. You know, a month is no time at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sign. I mean, it could be a great sign. It could mean that she really digs your vibe and just wants to lock you down. It could be that she's in for, you know, like in a rush for something. So thing is you do the talk on your terms. Like, you know, it's been said many times before that women are the gatekeepers to intimacy and men are the gatekeepers to relationships. So she decided to open the doors of intimacy to you. That's great. You know, you've been able to indulge. But you're the one that decides when you want to give her commitment and what that commitment looks like. You know, do you want to give her full commitment? Do you want to give her some commitment? What do you want to do? You're really going to like a lot of the stuff that's in my next book coming out this fall, by the way, guys. It'll probably be published in November. So if you're on my email list, I can notify you well in advance. The guys coming to the forum not next month, but in October, we'll get a copy as well in advance before it goes on sale. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there for questions like this. This is a really good one. Like, this is one that I thought through deeply, because it's one that pops up a lot. The talk comes too soon.
A little bit too
That's
soon.
all it is.
Could be a good sign, though.
How much more you want to run for? Because you got
that's the end of my question, so I'm good to go.
All right. Well, I got a bunch over here. It's only 8 o'clock. I say we keep going.
Let's do it.
Do you guys want us to keep going? It's up to you. I mean,
they always do.
Let's see here. Let's start with this one. Share screen here. Share audio. So if you're unfamiliar, this is Christina. I'm just going to mute.
Yep, seen this one.
So this here is Christina, and this is Tom Segura's wife. I'm personally a big fan of Tom Segura. I love his comedy. I think he's hilarious. I didn't really like that new series that he put together on Netflix. It's kind of like a bit out there, but you know, he's out there too, so whatever. But this is his wife being asked a very important question about what advice would you give essentially to a 21-year-old? And let's hear what she has to say.
If you could give a single girl some dating advice, what would you say to her?
How old?
Let's say she's like 21.
Oh, 21. Just bang them all. Bang them all, because men are so immature that you're not gonna lock anyone down. You don't even start thinking yet about the husband stuff. But I will say, bang dudes quietly. Don't tell everybody. Shut the about it. Just go do your business. Bang girls, bang guys, bang dogs, trans, whatever you want. But keep an eye out for the good ones in your college. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the solid dudes in your back pocket. Like, befriend them, but don't them or date them or nothing until you're kind of like older and you're ready to like settle down with a boy. And then call that guy up, like that one you had your eyes on, and then be like, "What's up, dude?"
If you could.
So turns out Tom Segura, one of the greatest comics in the world's wife, was a runaround hoe before she settled down with him.
She's older than him.
Is she? No, she's also older.
I think she was like 24 when they met, and he was 21, 22 or something like that. I'm pretty sure she's older than Tom.
She's actually Canadian. Yeah. She lived in Windsor from a Hungarian family. But you know, what's interesting about her, she's also a stand-up comic. Not as successful as Tom, obviously, because female comedy usually sucks. But you know, she'd probably write that off as, I was just joking. But there's always truth to every joke, right? Like, there's always something behind it that makes it funny. So there's that. And the other really interesting thing is that they reacted to one of my videos like 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
It was like just before they had Andrew Tate on.
Because they were reacting to a lot of his stuff.
They were watching their podcast at your mom's house or some shit like that.
Yep.
And they were like doing like the, okay, cool guy, like that's really good, you know, like stupid shit, like who hurt you, you know, sort of stuff. But that's her advice to 21-year-old girls, which is it's really bad advice, for starters.
It's horrible advice.
We know female promiscuity does a significant amount of damage. And then she's just getting into like all the wild stuff, like dudes, dogs, women, whatever you want. And then basically like alpha seed beta need, right? It's like, have fun with like all the bad boys, but keep that one guy around in the background so you can call him up and be like, hey, what's up?
They're telling you the truth, man. You guys just won't listen. Telling you who they are.
This is what happens when you let women out of the kitchen.
Indeed.
You give them a microphone and they start saying stupid shit. All right, let's see what else we got here. I got so many of these things saved, man. I got so many of these. Like, what do you want? Video? Do you want like a Reddit?
Let it fly. What have you got?
All right. Oh, you know what? Here's one. Let's do. Well, there's a fish guy. We already covered the fish guy, didn't we?
Yeah.
Some of these are getting pushed down. They're not getting organized correctly anymore. What are you doing, Twitter X? No. That's very odd. Okay, here. Let's cover this one over here then. This is a screenshot of dialogue back and forth on Bumble. See if I can make this bigger. No. Doesn't want to cooperate. All right, well, we'll just do that then. Fuck it, I'll just read it to you.
That's a little bit better, but yeah, you might have to just read it.
Here, you know what? I got to take it out of the screen because the way that it formats it, it just doesn't even make it legible. If I try to make it big on your screen, I can't see it on my screen. So he says, yesterday when I was with a group of friends, several interactions made me smile. What was the last thing that made you smile? Happy Sunday. How's it going? Question mark. This is his opening on Bumble after she basically used the prompt. So her prompt was, what's the last thing that made you smile? And he goes, yesterday I was, blah, blah, blah. And then she responds with, same with my friends. So his wall of words is met with 3 words. Women usually are pretty chatty. Men, not so much. Like we use, I think, 1 word for every 4 words that women use. It's like a typical ratio. Women are just way more chatty. So he goes on and says, how big is your circle of friends? She goes, like 10 friends. Again, 3 words. He goes on, that must have been during the pandemic. How did you 2 connect? And then she says, we studied at, and then the school. So 4 words. And then it goes on to the next day. And he says, great, I went to blah, blah, blah school as well. And good luck with whatever you're looking for on this app. You haven't contributed to our conversation at all. You've been giving me 1 word or close-ended responses. Didn't even bother asking me a single question. Perhaps you're expecting me to carry the whole conversation. That doesn't work for me. Please read this message and kindly unmatch me. Thank you. You probably won't get reported for that because I don't think they would do it as a report.
You report it for anything, man.
You could get reported for it. I don't know. But like, just shut up, dude. Like, just get her number. Like, get off the app, get her number, and ask her out on a date. You don't have to do all this rapport building. Like, it sounds a lot like AI prompts. He's like, okay, how do I talk to a girl in this dating app? And then AI spits out this shit. And then he copies and pastes it over. And it's like, it just doesn't flow. It doesn't look natural. It's like he's trying too hard to build rapport. And build rapport is like something that they talk about in sales. It's like, build rapport with your client. Thing. She's not your client. You want to bang her. You want to, you want to be in something more than just dialogue, like the friend zone sort of thing. Ask her out on a date, right? You want to get started. You got to start with a date. It's very simple. She's either going to give you her number or she's going to give you an excuse. She gives you her number. You set up the date. She gives you an excuse, unmatch her, move on. Bye.
Yeah, I think what's funny is a lot of people, and there's going to be comments on this video, obviously, like, oh, like, man, dating apps are a scam, or dating apps this, like, oh, just talk to them in person. And what, it's very dumb because, well, not only that, but the guys that are successful in person are the guys that are successful on dating apps and vice versa. You don't just become, you're not this bumbling idiot on a dating app with nothing to talk about or, you know, no way to talk to a woman. And then you just become this Casanova in person with all the right things to say. And you have all these quips and you're very charismatic, and it's just not the case. So like saying that dating apps are the problem is largely a cope. I mean, dating apps are a problem for a different reason, but not because they somehow make you incapable of being able to sleep with women. Like the guys that I know that have the most success in person also have the most success on dating apps and vice versa. So clearly this was like, dude, yeah, too much talking. She's clearly not interested. The fact that she responded at least 3 times, and then the whole butthurt thing about read this message and then unmatch me. It's like, dude, you couldn't sound more like a bitch. Just unmatch and move on and stop wasting your time.
Yeah, here, you know, speaking of in-person strategies, so we've got Owen Cook here, who I believe was known as Tyler Durden, right? In Neil Strauss's The Book, The Game. So this is one of the actual guys in the 2000s that Neil Strauss wrote about, along with Mystery, you know, the Mystery Method, Tyler Durden, all that sort of stuff. This is that guy. He now goes by Owen Cook. I don't know why the name changed, but I don't even know if that's his real name. But anyway, here's a video of him telling a story about him simping for a single mom hard. So this is your pickup artistry stuff. Check it out.
There's women that I've dated that were so incredibly high quality, personality-wise, just amazingly high quality women, right? And because I was able to recognize that and I respected them so much, they would wind up cheating on me or leaving me and dating the most degenerate morons you've ever seen. No joke. Out here in Phoenix, this is no joke. There's a girl out here that...
This is your guy's world-class pickup artist. Like, this is top shelf, okay? He's been doing this for decades.
I could potentially even get her to come in and talk about this. She's a pretty chill girl. She would talk about this. It's one of my ex-girlfriends. Lovely girl. I would have given her the world. I saw her value. So nice. I took her to Hawaii. I was so nice to her. We had a lovely time together. After about 6 months, I actually wanted her to move in with me because she's so intelligent, so incredible. I wanted her to move in. She's that amazing. I want more kids. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. She wound up declining the offer. Why? Because I didn't have frame. Then she wound up dating somebody after me who is flat broke. I actually know this guy. He's a very nice guy. I like him a lot, but a failed musician on massive amounts of drugs. He got her pregnant, and then she wound up living in a trailer park, having to go.
Sorry, I gotta stop for a minute to laugh, to let off some. It's building up. Okay, let's keep going.
Work at this like old person's home just to be able to pay for her daughter to go in daycare. Okay. And she called me later. She's like, having to go work at trailer park, having to go work at this like old person's home just to be able to pay for her daughter to go in daycare. Okay. And she'd call me later. She's like, it was the worst mistake of my life. Like, fuck, I think about it every day. And so she sucked me back in, and I got sucked back in. And here's the best part. You ready to hear this? I lost frame again. Okay. I lost frame again.
Okay. So we're only about 2/3 of the way through, Moff. So let's just recap this for a second. So chased a single mom with a daughter in tow, flew her around the world, took her to Hawaii, fell in love with her, asked her to move in, the single mom. She declined moving with him. You're a world-class
dumped him.
Artist. Then goes and gets knocked up by some
failed musician, drug addict,
failed musician, nobody
in a trailer park.
And then he brings her back into his life
up
again after that for like round 2. Okay, so let's keep going because like it's got to get better.
And then she dumped me. And rather than living in a mansion, she chose to keep scrubbing floors and cleaning up feces. That is how bad they don't want to date you if you don't have frame. Do
you think this is a frame issue?
No.
I mean, I'm sure frame is
part of it. Yeah, it comes into play for sure.
But dear God, like being declined by a woman that you go to bat at twice, and she comes back with another kid the second time after she dumped you, and then leaves you again to go clean shit off the floor at an old folks home. Wow.
They would choose to scrub the feces of old people while their daughter is stuck in daycare. They would let their own daughter rot while they clean filth over living in a mansion with a guy that they do love, but who lost frame.
You really think it's about frame?
I mean, it certainly comes into it to play for sure, but it's not even that. He's completely beta bucks. He's only talking about, you can come live in a mansion and you can come, I fly you around the world. I buy you all these nice things. I want you to come and live with me. He's playing Captain Sabaho.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, there's no, anybody who thinks that these PUAs are these experts. I mean, they talks about it in the game about how Mystery, had got one-shotted by this like Russian Ukrainian model or something like that.
Katya was her name.
Katya or something like that. Yeah.
Book.
And it's
a really
like,
good book.
you know, you get beyond the lines and the pickup and all that, like you're going to have to learn how relationship dynamics and how to deal with women on a long-term basis. And very few pickup artists have. Pickup was never about that. It was about, how can I get this woman at this bar, at this club, in this sidewalk, to my apartment and naked in my bed as fast as humanly possible, like within 9 hours or something like that. So that's all it was about. So, you know, it's interesting because I still think there's a lot of stuff that good things that some of these guys have to say, but this just goes to show that you need to be very careful with who you listen to, but also, like, he doesn't even recognize what the issue was, is that she was chasing, she had her kids. She wasn't looking for, she valued fun and a degenerate lifestyle and the alpha guy who probably treated her poorly, who probably didn't give her the time of day, poorly being relative, versus a guy who was going to give her everything, a guy that was completely focused on beta bucks. Like, there is nothing in this world. There's no scenario where giving a woman provisioning, like paying for things, giving her a place to live, putting a roof over her head, all of that stuff is not beta bucks. Like, that's all beta bucks. It really is. It's comfort. And that's not, it's just the way that it is. Like, giving a woman money and paying for things is always going to be the beta buck side of the coin, which you need in a long-term relationship for it to be successful, but you need to have an equal amount of, you know, alpha seed essentially to combat that. You know, you need to have both. Women have a dualistic mating strategy. They don't want just one or the other. That's why she left the alpha guy the first time, because she clearly wasn't getting enough protection, provisioning, or whatever, you know. But yeah, man, these guys know how to pick them, I guess.
Women are masters of alpha seed, beta need. And the fact that he states that he wanted to have another kid and that he wanted her to move in, that she refused to, and then she went and had another kid with some bum, basically, is the way that he described it, but obviously alpha as hell, because she took on the seed, and then being given an opportunity to be looked after financially, and she refuses it because she wants to scrub floors at an old folks home. Just like, wow. And this guy teaches pickup artistry. Like, he doesn't teach anything else, as far as
that's
I
all
can
they've
tell.
got. One trick pony.
I don't know. You know, like, I saw a lot of pickup artists in the Mano Swamp when I was doing the collabs with those guys.
Yeah.
And they're all the same. They're all the same. They're all some version of some fucked up like that. And it's just like, you know, these guys are teaching other men how to get girls, and that's it. And then,
quickly.
And then they tell stories like this, and it's like, wow.
It's like, yeah, man, this is your guru, huh? This is your guy.
On a more positive note, I have a clip here with Steve Irwin. I don't know if you remember him, but he was the,
of course.
I think he had a show called Crocodile Hunter, was it? Or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I want you to watch, what was her name?
I don't remember. It's his wife, though, right?
I know, it's going to bug me now. I mean, she took on his last name.
I want to say Julie, but I don't know for sure.
Somebody's going to put in the comments, you know, before I can look it up. Wife. Bindi or something? Terry, that's it.
I don't know. Terry.
Bindi
Okay.
was their kid. So Steve died. He took a stingray to the chest, I think, when he was filming, and he died. You know, the stinger.
Yep.
The tail. Anyway, I want you to watch Terry over here as he's talking, because a lot of the times guys will be like, "Well, what's genuine burning desire? Like, can you explain it to me?" Well, this is another good example, and I've used others in the past. There was one with Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie, a clip that I played. There's several that I've played in the past, and I'm going to keep showing these to you to make sure that the example resonates and is clear. But just watch this.
What good is a fast car, a flash house, and a gold-plated dunny to me?
Watch your face.
Absolutely no good at all. I've been put on this planet to protect wildlife and wilderness areas, which in essence is going to help humanity. I want to have the purest oceans. I want to be able to drink water straight out of
Look at her. She's obsessed with this guy, the way that she's looking at him.
that creek. I want to stop the ozone layer. I want to save the world. And you know, money's great. I can't get enough money. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to buy wilderness areas with it. Every single cent I get goes straight into conservation. And guess what, Charles? I don't give a rip whose money it is, mate. I'll use it and I'll spend it on buying land. I wake up in the morning and I'm on fire. I just can't do enough. It drives me crazy that I've got to go to sleep.
I don't remember doing a story with anyone as unpredictable and foolhardy and dangerous as you.
Good.
And as much fun.
Yeah, well, that's what life's about, isn't it? That's what life's about, mate. Just getting out there, having fun, following your passion, just being enthusiastic,
That guy always made me smile. So the whole point of that video really is, when you watch Terry stare at him, and here's what's interesting. I looked it up afterwards, like after I saw that, I'm like, did Terry Irwin ever remarry? No, she's never remarried. And in addition to that, she's never dated anybody. After she
talks
died,
about that, yeah.
She was alpha widowed by this guy. Like a lot of women, when they're widowed by a guy, they'll just move on. They'll just find another guy. Some don't. The ones that don't, like her, that was something, right? So when you guys ask what genuine burning desire is and why it matters, she didn't remarry. She didn't invite another guy into the house. She probably took his life insurance policy, and she's raising the 2 kids by herself as a single mom, doesn't date anybody, no intention. The love of her life is gone, and that's it. She's done. That's GBD. That's it right there. That's like 10 out of 10. All right. I got a few more things, but I'll save them.
Okay.
I'll save them. We've done about an hour and 20 minutes. We got a ladies' night scheduled for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm filling in for TC, so I'll be on there with Spence tomorrow, and
Nice.
yeah, we'll go from there.
Cool. I'll put a Unplugged Alpha out on Wednesday. I got something really, really cool for you guys, and I'm going to spend some time doing my homework on it. It's kind of a bigger one. It's based around tattoos. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you real soon. Make sure you check out the community if you want to get on in. Moff's always got some awesome stuff lined up for you guys. Peace out. All right, guys. If you enjoyed that podcast, make sure you visit my website at richcooper.ca to learn more about my courses, my book, The Unplugged Alpha, community, or booking me for private coaching. Also, if you are a Canadian with $15,000 or more of credit card debt and what you are doing right now isn't paying off the balances, then visit totaldebtfreedom.ca and hit get a free quote to see if you qualify to settle your credit card debt for less than you owe today over the next 48 months. Make sure you check out the top pinned comment on YouTube for all the links mentioned during the show. Peace.